Hey guys, gonna try something a little different. I got this topic the other couple days having a conversation with a fellow Spartan, and we're talking about carrying, left hand versus right hand. First, it takes into consideration you have to look at what you are allowed to legally carry. In Hawaii, we cannot carry firearms, so that's not really an option. So basically, our primary ends up blade. So then the discussion is, well, do I carry my non-lethal preventative like a tack light or a pen, pepper spray? Do I keep that on the left side, or do I keep my primary weapon on my right side? I come from the old school of thought. My lead hand is my shield hand, and my rear hand is my weapon hand. Let me give you the concept behind it and why I believe the way I do it. If you're dealing with the lead hand and you've assigned it something that it needs to grab, so let's say I keep my tack light and that stuff on this side. In a pinch, when you are pressed, if you did not have that equipment out or those tools out already, you're going to fumble, especially when you apply stress and adrenaline. We did this experiment where we had someone who actually did carry that way. Carried his non-primary stuff on his left, and rear side or his back side, right side, was his dominant or his primary blade. So we gave him, I don't know, maybe 5 or 10 feet, and we said, okay, we're gonna rush you. We need to get to your tools before we get to you. He didn't get to either side, left or right. It was too much to think about trying to access over the shirt. And yes, training can aid and speed up the process and minimize some of that, but reality is, it's gonna happen. So my school of thought is I right hand carry everything. I do adhere to that shield weapon hand. I keep my blade appendix carry. I usually carry 2. I carry a fixed blade and a folder. My folder is primarily my utilitarian tool, cutting box straps, things like that. I keep it where I can access it, but it's not as quickly accessible as my fixed blade, which is usually right on the belt line. We've had this in the other videos. You'll see why I tend to favor fixed blades over folders for self-protection. Okay, well, with that said, if something approaches you quickly and you're trying to defend it, by having my shield hand free, I can deflect it or redirect it or stuff it to give myself time to access my primary. Now keep in mind, this is my way. I know a lot of people that do carry that way, and some of these are because they're allowed to carry firearms in their state. So they do have their knife on one side, their firearm on the other, and I totally get that. I'm not saying my way is the only way. This is my way. When people ask me what do I think, this is what I tell them. Shield hand, weapon hand, primary or lethality weapons, anything that's going to escalate like a blade, I tend to have access. Doesn't mean I cannot access it with my left hand if this hand was injured. I can still get to it, but it is not my primary. This hand is assigned to deflect, redirect, and stop a threat to be able to access something if I need to escalate further. But I do not mix the two. If you guys have a better way of carrying, or you think you have something to add to it, put it in the comments. Let me know. I'm not saying this is the only way, I'm just saying it is my way. With that, guys, Coach Jeff, I want you to keep training. Train like your life depends on it, guys, because it does. No, that is not it. Scratch that.